He said 18 degrees today. Both Barbara and I disagreed. Went up to 27 there for a little while, which was rather weird, but it has been a weird kind of winter, I've got to be honest with you. Tuesday, September 20th, and let me do this.
Galaxy 107 FM.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. So very, very happy to have you joining us today. If you're going to watch this a little later on over there on YouTube, you know what to do, right? No, you do. Seriously, you do. Sub, thumb, bell. Bingo. Bell for notifications when we have important people like what we've got today. And wow, it is so nice to hear a Kiwi accent. Been a long time, it really has, so I'm looking forward to this. Yes, we've got the Lazy 50 band coming out of Gisborne, here in the North Island, here in New Zealand, coming up. But let me tell you how happy we are to be in association with Rise Up TV, Big Record, Sony Music, The Orchard, here with Galaxy.
Another indie artist interview brought to you by Galaxy 107 FM in association with Rise Up TV, Big Record and Sony Music The Orchard.
That's right, and believe me, I've been chomping at the bit to get this one going, so here they are, Lazy 50, I don't know who I am.
I don't know who I am. I don't know who I am. I don't know who I am.
So that gives us a couple of minutes to get to know each other.
Sure.
And Marty Hill from Preacherstone is joining us. Nice to have you on board, Marty, it really is. Mike Gill, nice to have you back, Mike, it really is. I'm looking forward to completing the interview with you on Friday, your Thursday, believe me, from the Lifesave Band. Brilliant band. Dale Cole is watching. Well, Dale, we are doing it again. This time we're doing it with Kiwis, not with you out of North Carolina, but thank you for your interview earlier on. Fantastic, had fun. And Wayne Spring is joining us again. Nice to have you back again, Wayne. Also, Roger Dale Snyder. Hey, brother man. Nice to have you back. Believe me, today I'm excited because I get to hear a Kiwi accent for a change. Not a Canadian one, not an Australian one, not an American one, not an English one. Kiwi. Love it. Absolutely. And, well, I will officially welcome you to the show in about two and a half minutes. But believe me, bro, I'm loving your work. Where are you getting this recorded?
This was all recorded at Roundhead Studios in Auckland.
Okay.
We started a bit of a relationship with Greg Haver, the producer of the album, and this was right before COVID, and a lot of his gigs had been cancelled. So I just went to him for a manager's meeting, but it ended up him saying, yeah, all right, I'll produce the album. So
Nice. I used to work for Stebbings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, believe me, I did a lot of years in that in those booths, I tell you.
Is that still open?
I really don't know. I haven't been back to Auckland for the last 20 plus years, so hopefully, you know, because it's an iconic building now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And believe me,
Look, those iconic buildings getting closed down now.
yeah, well, I used to also work on the corner for a place called Three Lamps once upon a time when there was allowed to have a lot of people in pubs, you know what I mean, and big bands back in those days. And I was working with somebody like Beaver, for instance, as an engineer for her.
Yep.
Way back. You're showing your age. Believe me, I know I'm showing my age. I mean, look at me, 21. This is what radio does to you. But believe me, way back in the day, and I used to work with the Exponents and all of those guys.
Yeah, cool.
Believe me, I've had an extensive career with bands in New Zealand, I really have, and overseas. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today, believe me, I've been, you don't know how happy I am to be able to do an interview with a Kiwi band. For a change, believe me, it's an absolute breath of fresh air. Adrian Athy is joining us. Three members of the band, Adrian Athy, Ryan Raggett, and of course Travis Haskey. But hold on, I've got a photo of you guys, and there's four of you. Where's the fourth one?
The last two guys you mentioned have over the last year decided to move on for personal reasons. So we've had a pretty much full personnel change over the last 12 months. Generally family reasons and other personal reasons why they wanted to go and do other things. So I've had to find some new people, and that photo that you've got is the latest.
Okay, so now I think, believe me, let's start off this way. Welcome to Galaxy, Adrian. It's an absolute pleasure to be able to not only talk to a Kiwi, but to be able to talk to a person of your calibre, because I'm loving your work. I really, really am. And I hear music every day from everywhere in the world. I really, really do. Such a pleasure to have your music playing here at Galaxy. Now, let's clear the air. A couple of guys have moved on, certainly hoping that it hasn't been moved on like what the Queen has, but, things happen. I've got a couple of people who were telling me today that they've come down with a bit of that COVID-19 stuff as well. It's still happening. It is. So, let's run down the list. Who are the new members of Lazy 50?
Right, we've got Michael Derbyshire on bass, and Aidan Walters on the drums, and Joseph Carroll is on the rhythm guitar, and he does a little bit of lead on the side as well. We're focusing more now on doing a bit more guitar harmonies, so that'll be in the next album.
Where does Kerry come
And so that's the new lineup.
So, believe me, I'm going to go down this road a little later on, but I'm certainly hoping that with the next album you're going to come back and subject yourself to a little more of this torture, because, I hope you've got a stiff drink with you. Have you?
No, it's too early.
I've got my coffee.
Yeah,
It's
so
a bit from a stiff drink.
Yeah, so do I. It's only because the bosses won't let me drink on the job, if you know what I mean. But believe me, I recommend maybe a little bit of alcohol, either that, or if you really want, I actually do have a psychiatrist in your area. She can make a house call if you need it after this, believe me. Some have.
Good.
In fact, I've actually got a psychologist in North Carolina who's also a criminologist. Would you believe the last thing he said to me just a few days ago is, Grant, my brain hurts. So if I can get that out of a criminologist and a psychologist all wrapped in one, believe me, I'm up for any challenge. I really, really am. Having said that, and believe me, Marshall, love Marshall. I've used them for years and years and years. Can't get any better, really. So I'm a big fan of Marshall. But what's the axe you've got leaning up against the Marshall there?
That is a Fender 7-string.
Very
Now,
nice.
Quite a few years ago, I got a bit bored with the 6-string, so I wanted a 7, but I play Fender Strats, so went into the music shop and he happened to have a 7-string. They don't make them anymore. It's actually a Squire, so I butchered it quite a bit to change the pickups and what have you, but I pretty much stick to 7-string guitars now.
Very, very cool. Now, Roseanne, who's coming out of Pittsburgh, is asking, Adrian, how do we get hold of you as a fan? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? Are you a talker? But more importantly, Adrian, do you respond?
Absolutely. We do respond. We are on Facebook, Lazy50. We're on the webpage. I'm not too au fait with all of the other social media myself, but we've got Kerry, our manager, who's pretty much full-time running that side of it and looking after it. So we're on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you name it.
Nice. Now, you mentioned Kerry too, by the way. Kerry was supposed to be joining us with the interview, but unfortunately something personal has come up. So all I can ask there, Adrian, is next time you see Kerry, come on, poke in the eye for me, will you?
Her.
I will. I will say it's from you.
Yeah.
I'll say it's from you.
Yeah, believe me, and the next time he sees me, he's going to return it. I know he's going to do that. So good stuff. I like that. I really do. Having said that, no. Tell me about it, no. Well, why no?
No. That. To cut a long story short on why I started writing that song, it was basically a song about this awesome country that we live in. And I just wanted to write about the East Coast. But in general, it just sort of encompasses how I feel about this country. And I really feel that Kiwis don't write about themselves or their culture or who they are. And I want to sort of create more of a, all the American blues bands is Route 66 or Highway 61, and it's their life growing up, and that's sort of what I want to start writing about. It's not about being proud of your country, it's just about talking about the country that you live in and what you do, sort of thing.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you, I love this work. I really do. So here, joining us live, of course, is Adrian from the band Lazy 50 out of Gisborne, yes, here in New Zealand. Here's No. I'd love to get Barbara to introduce you to a friend of mine coming out of North Carolina.
Yeah.
He's a slide steel master, this guy. He really is. He's just done some work with another friend of mine out of Germany, actually. It's amazing what you can do with the interwebby thing these days.
Yeah, absolutely.
But believe me, he's got a number of songs. He's been with us now for a couple of years. When we met, Terry, he was pretty much, don't you like my music? Well, you like my music, you know what I mean? And we found we loved it, and it re-injuvenated Terry into the point. Now, the guy's so bloody busy. It's not funny.
Oh.
You know what I mean? He's working like crazy. I've got to be honest with you. He's not only recording, but doing shows, and his whole life's turned around. But I would love to introduce you to him because he's absolutely an awesome blues man himself. You know what I mean?
Well, funny enough, I'm working on a few more bluesier songs for the next album with some open string tunings for the slide. So, it'd be great to talk to him.
Nice. Just wondering if you knows our mate down in Christchurch.
Do
you know Ryan Neville?
Most probably knows Andrew Featherstone, your cousin.
I know who you're talking about. I don't know him personally, but I do know who you're talking about.
Okay, well, Ryan is a good friend of ours as well, if you know what I mean. We do work with him when we're down the South Island. I suppose you would know my cousin from the Feelers as well, you know, James?
Again, I know who you're talking about, but personally.
Yeah, well, believe me, I haven't met James for a number of years now either. That's been bliss. you know what family's like, eh? Believe me.
That's another good Kiwi song, Bliss.
Yes, and I used to, Margaret passed away a few days ago, right? I had a very personal relationship with Margaret. I know Peter very, very well, and Dave, well, me and him fell out. So, believe me, I know. I was one of their engineers back in the day.
Does he know Andrew Featherstone?
Does he know Andrew Featherstone? I'll ask, do you know Andrew Featherstone?
Yep.
From Area 51 and from, Hangar 18 and all of that?
Yeah, I know Andrew from way back in the day.
Well, he wasn't promoting Mr. Universe back in those days, was he? Battle of the Bands.
Can you ask for something outside? Could you restore anything else? Can you ask for something else? Could you restore anything else?
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, so very, very happy to have you guys joining us. Got to say hi to Rich Cross, nice to have you back, Richard, and also Irie Priest. Paul Harkins is joining us out of the band, of course, the Heartland Roots Band coming out of Leicester in the UK. Love the Heartland Roots Band, I really do. And also Tracy Thompson. Nice to have you on board. For everybody else from around the world, welcome to Galaxy. It is an absolute pleasure because today we're talking to a Kiwi, which is so much, I talk to so many different accents, so many different languages around the world every day. It is nice to come home from time to time. Today we're talking to Adrian from the band Lazy 50, coming out of Gisborne. Now, Gisborne, first place in the world to see the light of day.
That's right.
And people don't believe us. Believe me, we say, we are ahead of the game. Everybody else is so behind us. And I'm so happy to be able to put Australia in that place as well. You'll get it, Adrian. I actually do give Australians a little bit of stick, but I tell you what, there's some good bands coming out of Australia coming for interviews in the near future. So, fair play. And I'm sure that they talk about me behind my back as well when the camera's turned off. You know what I mean? They really do.
Maybe not behind your back.
Yeah, well, maybe they need to turn the camera off first then, eh? Believe me, I actually have had that happen, but not with not with an Australian. It was actually with an Irishman, which is weird. Would have thought they would have been better than that, but never know. In the meantime, my friend, we were able to get through whether you were with Instagram, Twitter and all of that. Now, believe me, you should have said, no, I don't respond to anything. That way, you're not going to get 5,000 Facebook fans join you all of a sudden. You're going to have nothing else to do. But just respond to these people now. You're locked into that. But having said that, website. Now, do you have on your website a merch store? Can we buy merch from there?
Yep, absolutely. We are probably, short answer to that is yes, you can. It just comes through and we sort it all out and send it all off and package it up and let it go. So I haven't had a look on it lately, so I'm not too sure of the postage, what the postage will be. So I'm thinking that's just more open to whoever wants something and how far we got to send it.
Yeah, believe me, we send stuff all around the world, and wow. It's actually an eye-opener how much it costs to send, maybe a CD and maybe a T-shirt or something like that to Istanbul, for instance. Believe me, it can cost an arm and a leg, and I'm sick and tired of chopping up people to do it. I really am.
It's gone up just sort of towards the beginning of this year, end of last year, and it was just a phenomenal change. So
yeah, I'm starting to think twice about it. When it starts costing a torso, now it's getting a bit much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Having said that, can we please have a direction on how to get to your website? What is it?
Lazy50.com, and that's LAZYFIFTY as opposed to the number.
And it's not .co.nz, .com.
No, .com.
Very, very American. I like it.
So it's to the point.
Yeah, absolutely. I like it. I really do. Pretty as a flower. Well, that's nice of you, thank you, but tell me all about it.
Which one was that?
Pretty as a flower.
Oh, pretty as a flower. I guess that's pretty. I guess that's a what would you call it? I guess it's a love song. It's just a song that's sort of dedicated towards a partner, and yeah, I guess that was just how I was feeling at the time and probably still do now.
Well,
I have to say that.
I got to be telling you, Adrian, that this was the first song that I heard of yours when I was submitted your work, if you know what I mean. And, well, cruising, I know where the fire breaks are because we're in Covido. We're surrounded by forest, right? So I know where they hide the keys and the combinations and everything to be able to get into the fire break. So I take my car a little off-road and go have some fun.
Are you allowed to say that on air?
They're not listening. I've been saying it for years. Nobody's changed the locks and taken the keys away yet, so believe me, they're not listening. But I do. And there's a little place, absolute picturesque, it really is. It overlooks this nice little gully. And I usually sit there, crack a cold one, to be honest with you, and turn up the stereo, just take in the moment. So this was my first introduction to Lazy 50, and I absolutely love this. Check it out here at Galaxy as Pretty as a Flower.
There's a storm inside my head. I'm dancing.
Believe me, I can understand that opening line. I got people talking to me. How many countries are tuned in?
173.
Oh, nice. 173 countries are tuned in, bro.
Oh, wonderful.
Love that. How many cities?
249.
Whereabouts in Kawarau are you?
Um,
I've got a friend who lives in between Whakatane and Kawarau, and I visit him quite a bit.
Okay, we're in there's a little courtyard thing in Kawerau. There's a pub across from us, a little grassy area where we are. Second
Yeah.
story, we're up there. Believe me.
Oh, the next time I'm in that area, I'll call on in.
Tell
say
you what, might pay to give us a shout out first because we're in the process of shifting. We're looking at the board of
Okay.
shifting from there. Can't be bothered paying rent when we've got a building we can use.
Yeah. Hey, if you want to.
I don't know. Hello, it's Kerry here.
Hello, Kerry.
Kerry.
I've finished my Zoom now, but is it so you don't want me to come in?
No, please join
come
us.
on in.
Oh,
Maybe I'm doing something wrong.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
No.
Adrian,
Yep.
you're not a vegetarian or a vegan, are you?
Here we go.
No, definitely not.
And Kerry, you're not a vegan either?
No.
Look, it's a question I ask everybody, simply because, have you ever tried a vegan sausage?
No, don't know how to take that. No.
No?
I know.
Well, you see, I'm trying to figure out if they're made of real vegans or not.
Need some new jokes, Grant.
I need some new jokes.
Yeah,
I just-
totally. Yeah.
the staff are telling me I
Yeah.
need some new
Well,
jokes.
look, it's head scratching material.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I
Yeah.
haven't broken out a dad joke.
Oh,
I could. I really could.
good pick.
Kerry, love your work.
Thank you.
I really do. Thank you for working with Barbara too, by the way.
Well, I'm not part of the band. I just do the marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Managing.
Managing
That's the
stroke
band. Still the
marketing,
band.
stroke general dog's body kind of setup.
I get that. I get that. Believe me, I really do. And you
I was
do.
disappointed actually. I thought Adrian was going to say that Pretty as a Flowers about me.
Oh, I didn't know if you wanted to.
He sort of hinted it.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of got the impression. Don't worry. By the way, I told Adrian to give you a poke in the eye for me.
He's got a square ring like
I
yours.
heard that.
I'll do that later.
Yeah.
He's got a square ring like
Not
yours.
live on air, please.
No, we don't do violence on here. Let's go to the desk. Here's something new. I got to be honest with you. Marsha from Ontario has just got in touch with us and asked, guys, and welcome, Kerry. It is an absolute pleasure to have you joining us as well. Guys, would you be interested in touring over in Canada at any stage?
Oh, yes.
Yep.
You see, I ask everybody from around the world to come to Aotearoa and, party with us down here. And, occasionally I say to them, if they haven't heard of Queenstown, well, come on down. I'll throw you off a bridge, which is cool. You know what I mean? But I do have people in Canada that are watching this right now and they're saying, listen, we would love to have you entertain us over in different parts of Canada. So believe me, if anything transpires. And we have a TV company over there, also a record label too, by the way, that do tours with bands and everything like that. They've got a big bus, a really big bus. Sleeps about 15, 20 people in it. It's quite big. But the thing is, they go and pick up bands, tour them around, stick them on stage, the whole flash, glitz and everything like that. But everything's filmed. So believe me, whatever's on the road doesn't any longer stay on the road. It's going on television.
Just social media these days anyway?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you've got cell phones. But having said that, we're bringing these guys here to New Zealand. And we're going to be touring around a number of places. In fact, we were talking with our management and possibly might you be interested in hooking on board with this?
Absolutely. I'll get my people to talk to your people.
There you go. Basically, Kerry, Barbara, Kerry, believe me, you guys do a wonderful job, you really do. But this really is a real thing. About March next year, these guys are coming. They're bringing about 4 or 5 bands. We're going to add a couple ourselves, which henceforth we were wondering if you guys would be interested because, again, it's not about the bands this time. It's more they're doing a documentary on artists in New Zealand and how they interact with other bands in New Zealand. You know what I mean?
Oh, there's always going to be a good punch-up.
Oh, car park stuff. You know what I mean?
Rock and roll.
Yeah, well, there's
I can tell bigger than yours.
Yeah, well, there's something for you. You might be able to. I actually did catch up with a vegan not so long ago, and I did say to her, "Do you guys hang out together?" And she goes, "Why?" I said, "Because all I see is you guys on the news."
Did you ask her which one was the meat and the sandwich?
Well, I did say, do you go to the pub? Do you have a few drinks? And if you do you get upset with each other when you're a little drunk? Do you end up out in the car park? Is that called a beef? I mean, if they're slapped in the face, is that, a slap across the chops? Hey, listen, I have not abused plants yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. It's coming. Believe me, it's coming. Anyway, they'll just have to wait for me. Which I think is a damn good segue. That's a good segue, isn't it? Literally, tell me about Wait For Me, please.
Wait For Me. That was a song I started writing and then it sort of formed itself and I became aware of the, through my daughters, the perils of social media and they probably don't want me to say, but the anxiety that I saw as a parent when they couldn't have access to the internet. And it's basically a song about, wait for me, if I'm suddenly offline, don't forget about me, because it seems to be that they panic that if they haven't been in touch in the last 30 minutes, then the whole world's forgotten who they are, sort of thing.
You lucky man. Yeah, absolutely lucky man. My kids haven't spoken to me in about 30 years, believe me, they love me that much. Even Father's Days have gone by and I haven't heard from them. And I keep texting them, I keep mailing them and everything like that. And they go, "Dad, what do you want?" I don't hear from them until they're in debt. That's how much they love me. So you're a lucky man. Here at Galaxy is Lazy 50. Wait for me. I mean, I felt sorry for my kids. They had to grow up with me. You know what I mean?
I
not
feel
so bad, is
sorry
it?
for your mum, never mind your children.
My mum?
Yeah, I feel sorry for your mum.
No, don't feel sorry for
Not
my
your
mum. She was
children.
Scottish. She knew how to look after herself. Alice Walker is joining us. Hello, brother man.
Alice.
Nice to have you on board. It really, really is. Alice is a former police
Thanks for
officer
making it.
coming out of United States and a wonderful artist in his own right, signing to big records. Congratulations. good move. Absolutely good move. He goes, hi there, Grant.
Tell him I accepted his friendship.
Oh, not enough. Accepted your friendship too, by the way. Keep an eye out for it. Ah, dear. So, my hand. I am finding that I can't get through a bloody breakfast show without playing it. The breakfast
It's a great
show.
song, isn't it?
It's great. It really is. The breakfast show is primarily made up of requests on how many requests per artist per song. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
Yeah.
right now you're up around 2,000 something. I'll get the stats very, very shortly for you.
Wow, 45.
But, you know, I've been playing it for the last couple of weeks and it's just gone ballistic. It really has. So congratulations, guys.
One of our
you.
favourites.
2045.
2045. Okay, there
Hi
you go.
George, you made
46.
it again. I've still got a couple
George
of songs
Moffat
to
is
go.
joining us again. Nice to have you on board, George. It really, really is. Can't wait for your new work and
Oh,
catching up.
hi Keisha.
Keisha,
Yeah,
nice to have you back, Keisha. It really, really is. We must get this interview done.
we've already done it with Keisha.
Yeah, there's a new one coming.
Yeah,
I can
there
feel
is.
it. I can feel it.
Right. To these people in Brisbane.
Hey, Grant. Hey, Barbara. Keisha is watching. Believe me, all around the world, people are tuning in to be able to partake in this. There's a band coming out of Leicester called the Roots Band, the Heartland Roots Band from
Sorry.
Leicester in the UK. These guys,
Paul's watching.
fantastic. Paul's watching actually. Fantastic band, literally. I'd like to introduce you to these guys because believe me, we want to bring them here. We might be able to get a contra going. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think we need to talk about something other than the Queen coming out of the UK. That's a bit of an ordeal, isn't it? I think. Did you watch King George? Did you watch him trying to sign that paper with those pens?
King Charles.
King Charles.
Oh,
I want to call
no.
him King George.
I've heard that there's King Charles sausage finger sausages coming out now.
Apparently there is. Yep. But they won't be vegan. They'll be full
No
noise.
corgis were hurt. No corgis were
No
hurt.
corgis were hurt in the making of this. Oh, that's not fair. Yeah, it's just not fair.
Gosh, aren't they bad, this lot? No respect.
We're coming back on to going back
Sorry,
live.
I
I
was
want to talk about
sneezing.
your style of music and how you chose your style of music and what your influences were, okay?
Okay.
Okay, very cool. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today I'm joined by Lazy 50 coming out of Gisborne, and now I'm joined by Kerry. Welcome to Galaxy, Kerry.
Thank you.
Absolute pleasure. You know, I speak to so many people, I'm telling Adrian, and I get so many accents. It is such a pleasure to be able to hear a bit of Kiwi every now and again.
You know, I think that's one thing I like about Lazy 50 when Adrian sings is I think quite often you can hear the Kiwi accent in it. And I kind of like that because you find a lot of artists end up kind of emulating and putting a US accent into their music.
Absolutely.
And I really like the Kiwiness of it.
Yep, totally understand, Kerry, I really do. But having said that too, I was talking to one person, believe me, his English was absolutely atrocious until he sung and it was perfect. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
how does that work? I thought you would have learnt by now from the lyrics alone how to be able to pronounce words. Never mind, you know, that happens, I suppose. Having said that, Adrian, you got a lazy 20?
Funnily enough, it used to be Lazy 20, but inflation caused it to be Lazy 50.
Okay, you got a spare one? You know you're not going to get it back.
Exactly.
Well, it's written here. I just thought, hey, give it a go. Why not? Got the man here. Ask. You never get anything if you don't ask, right? Adrian, how did you come to the style of music? What were your influences?
My influences are British blues rock from the 70s, Deep Purple, Zeppelin, Sabbath, and Robin Trower. The American side was more the blues, Johnny Winter, of course, the Hendrix, that sort of thing. So that's basically it in a nutshell, what I listened to. In the later years, I just got bored with a lot of the new music, which sort of pushed me into writing.
Well, believe me, I'm right there with you with the new music stuff. I really am. Even though I do the breakfast show in the morning, pops and everything like that. Well, I'm sort of an old school kind of guy myself. I like going back in the day and listening to the likes of Wizard, for instance. Remember him coming out of England? Maybe even bit of Jimmy Barnes or something like that.
Yeah.
And believe me, I knew Jimmy very, very well, and a number of Australian bands as well. All introduced to me by Prince Tui back in the day. And
Cool.
worked with a number of New Zealand bands through my career as well, and international bands, toured around the world with an Australian band. They had 4 letters to it, and it didn't start with A and end in C, but I have worked with those guys many times. In fact, Philip Rudd just lives about an hour and a half away from us right now. So, yeah, and you might remember the ordeal he went through just a wee while ago.
Yes.
When we finish this, I'll tell you a little story about that. You'll love it, you really will. But Phil and I, very good friends. Also, good friends with the founder of AC/DC. His name's Dave Evans. He was also the very first lead singer before Bon Scott.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And
Yeah. But
believe me, if you want to meet him, I'll introduce you. I'll get Barbara to introduce you. He's a great guy, really is. I think he's in Puerto Rico,
Yeah, something like that.
somewhere like that right now. He's
I can
performing
see
over
that.
there, so he likes those Latin places, if you know what I mean. Right now, it's nice and warm over there, and I understand. Alice Walker, The Who. Yep, absolutely The Who. Love The Who. Yep, that's my generation for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, eh? The Who. It's definitely my generation. Having said that, and believe me, my friend, we have been playing My Hand in the breakfast show, and it seems that these days it's become a staple diet of my breakfast show. So I want to know the whole skinny. First of all, why is it so successful? Secondly, tell me about it. Tell me about the song.
it's absolutely inspired by Peaky Blinders, which I absolutely love that series, everything about it, and that's pretty much just everything about Peaky Blinders just went into that song. And I'm glad people like it, because that's it's how much I like Peaky Blinders. It's probably how much people like that song. There's another one coming out on video soon, Polly's Lament, which is the end of side 1. Again, that's the sort of showing the, what would you call it?
Oh, it's for Helen McCrory, because she passed away last year, and so Adrian wrote it. It's an instrumental. It's an absolutely beautiful song, but really because, I mean, not that you feel like you get to know these people, but because we love the series so much, when we heard that she passed away, we just couldn't believe it. I mean, it's just awful. She's so young. She's only my age. And so Adrian wrote this song, and it's an instrumental, hauntingly beautiful. And the official video is out on the 11th of October for that one. And that one is basically in memory of Aunt Polly. That's it.
Well, I tell you what, condolences, and believe me, I understand, I really do. Too young, 21 years of age is way too young to pass away. Here is my favourite Lazy 50 song. I've got it playing in my car on repeat, I do. My Hand. believe me, guys, I have this one cranking in my car.
Right.
My neighbours hate me because I start work about 11:30 at night, and I might get home by about 5, 6, 7 o'clock, depending on what the issues are here at work. You know what I mean? So I put a pretty full day in. First song I hear when I get in the car in the morning, and the first song I hear when I get in the car at night to go home again.
Oh, that's great. It's really good to hear that, because I don't know, as you know, and when we do gigs, people will come up and say, you know, I really like your vocals, or I really like that song, and I don't think they realise how much I appreciate it, because I just had no idea. You're just doing stuff, and when people come up and say they really enjoyed it, it's you get quite chuffed to think, well, I'm glad, because it makes it worthwhile. You know?
Well, I tell you what, we've got people requesting it from literally every corner of the world, if there's such a thing on a globe. You know what I mean?
No, when it's flat, it can't be.
Oh, you're going to be like the vegans and fall
Okay, you've been taking pictures from the moon, have you?
Hey Grant, have you seen the videos for these songs?
Yes, I have.
Oh, right.
Yep,
Yeah,
believe me, I have.
Yeah, because I think that adds to the sort of Kiwiness of it as well. Most, you know, they're all shot round here, and yeah.
Nice. Well, I tell you what, Kieran, I've got to do my homework. But when Barbara hands me stuff, she hands me the whole enchilada. I've got the bio, I've got the videos, I've got the music itself, the whole deal. Right down to when I'm doing the interview, you know what I mean? Production, they go and sort everything out so that they pipe it through to me. I get the good stuff. I get to talk to you. You know what I mean? But it doesn't come without a cost, and I do have to do my research and everything with it as well. And believe me, I love the work. Not only the videos, but the music itself, the style, the whole enchilada. I'm a big fan.
Awesome.
I've got to be honest with you.
Good to hear. Thank you.
Well, we went up, I don't know if it's in the bio, but we went up to record at Roundhead Studios because Lazy 50 had done 3 albums, but they're a really electric live band with a massive sound, even when they were a 3-piece. But we couldn't transfer that into the recorded, and that's why we decided to go to Roundhead. And we used Greg Haver, and you can really tell the difference.
I've got to be honest with you, Kerry. Look, I've been an engineer now for almost 37 years, almost 40 years. I've been around the block, not only as studio, but front of house as well. And I hear bands every day. It's not often that I get intrigued by something. You know what I mean? And when I heard this work, I went straight to Barbara and says, let's do this. I want to find out more. You know what I mean?
Awesome. Thank you.
Congratulations. I mean, it just speaks for itself, doesn't it? It is beyond awesome. I love this. But having said that, guys, anything new coming out?
Apart from just releasing a few more videos for the existing songs off this album, we are currently writing new music. I'm not too sure when the new album will be out, but we'll probably start releasing singles early in the new year.
You know,
So we've got 2 more official videos coming out next month and the month after, because last year we put 3 singles out before the album was released, but then the COVID reared its ugly head again and we had to stop. So we've just kicked off again because we're about to go on tour at the end of November, and so we kind of put a halt on the marketing plan, and now we're releasing the second half of the album as singles.
totally understand that. And believe me, a lot of artists from around the world are doing exactly that, you know, getting as much mileage out of each and every single they can before they do release the album. It's, I think, the way to go these days, to be very honest with you. But having said that, once you've got your albums all together, how would you like to see me? If we could do a Lazy 50 giveaway.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, our album's out. You can buy it on vinyl. So we went for the vinyl. We've got a double gatefold beautiful artwork. Oh, in fact, I can show you one here. There you go. That's it.
Loving that. Loving that.
Yeah. It's even got lyrics, just like the old days.
Absolutely brilliant.
And then that's the back there, which Barbara, if you, we'll send you one of these and you can have a look, and I bet you'll be able to spot the gizziness of the back cover as well. We've got a few little things on there that people in the know will know.
Very cool. Very, very cool. And, you know, I love vinyl. I'm an old DJ from way back in the day. You know, the feel of a bit of vinyl, slip pad, way you go, having a bit of fun. There's not enough artists bringing out vinyl these days. There really isn't, so I'm loving that. But if you do have some CDs that you want to give away, please send them to us. We would love to be able to do a giveaway. And having said that, my friends, do you have a shirt with a logo on it?
Well, this is the shirt at the moment.
Stand up. Okay. Now that's really, really cool.
Yeah, there we go.
That's really cool. The reason why I'm saying that is, believe me, how would you like to send me one? Now, the reason why I'm asking is literally when I do these interviews, and believe me, people go and look on the interwebby thing, wow, we're doing this. Before you know it, they've gone to your website, they've bought some merch, you know, some koozies, some T-shirts, some CDs, bits and pieces. You know, damn, I'm trying to bestow some money on you. You know, and it's subliminal too. You know, I'm doing it.
You can come and grab a T-shirt when you get the tickets for the Brews and Barbecues gig that we're playing at.
Okay, well, tell me more about it. Where are you going to be playing? Just, you know, so we can send people down there.
Yeah. Well, the New Zealand Blues and Barbecue Festival is the last weekend in November in Rotorua, central North Island of New Zealand. And they're bringing a band from Australia as a headline, and Lazy 50 is doing some side shows in the lead up to it. So we'll be playing up at Whangaparoa at the Pāroa Brewery on Thursday the 24th of November, and Anthology K Road in Auckland CBD on Friday the 24th or 5th of November, and then on the Saturday in Rotorua for the festival.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Gosh, it's been a long time since I've staggered down K Road. Really
Oh, well, I'll have to give you some free tickets. You can come along and have a raucous night with us and then stumble along K Road.
Oh, believe me, I would be honoured. In fact, all three of us in this particular, you know, my two bosses over here, they're both nodding away going, yeah, we'll make that one for sure. But having said that, we would love to come to Rotorua as well.
Okay.
But we also want to include you in some of the stuff that we're going to be doing very, very shortly as well. So, you know, we might be able to get a little bit of something going here. Because I think it's a worthwhile venture. Let's put it that way. You know what I mean?
Awesome.
And
Sounds amazing. We're in.
We're trying to get a big bus like they've got over in Canada to be able to drive them around, but I just don't see anybody making a 20 sleeper here in New Zealand. So we're doing our best to try and do something to substitute that. Having said that...
Galaxy trailer.
Well, there you go. There you go.
Well, actually, no, but we can borrow the neighbours.
Oh, do they know?
No.
Good. That's the way. That's the Kiwi way. We'll return it sometime. Yeah. Yeah, we'll leave you a note. We don't even do $1 notes anymore, do we? No. Can't even do that. Oh dear. J.R. Watson is joining us. Hello, my friend. Nice to have you on board, and believe me, I'm looking forward to meeting you in 88 Acre in the near future as well. I really, really am. Guys, unfortunately, we've run out of time right now, but we are going to do a couple of things just after this. Got to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to talk to us here in Komodo from Gisborne. It's a huge trek, I know. And just wondering, will you come back again?
Absolutely. You just give me a call and we'll toodle on back.
Okay, well, I'll get Barbara to do that. She does all of that for me, if you know what I mean. So believe me, Barbara and Kerry, you're going to be very close friends very, very shortly. Having said that, though, if you do need a psychiatrist, I do have one in Gisborne that can come along and, you know, put things right for you.
Funnily enough, my daughter's currently doing that, so I'm sorted.
In-house. In-house. You can't get better than in-house, can you? You know, just believe me.
deep analysis.
My daughters wanted to do that too, but they were too scared they were going to get the guy with the white jacket and the big van to come and pick me up too many times, so they just moved out instead. They really did. I see my kids only when they want me, and usually that's, you know, when the fridge is full. You know what I mean? They'll turn up, what's in the fridge? That's the first thing they do. Guys, hang in there for a minute. We're going to do a couple of backstage things, and believe me, some of the people here are going to be taking photos, stuff like that. I apologise now, I do, but having said that, we're going to make it into a movie for you, put it onto YouTube. It'll be there forever until the dinosaurs come back again, you know what YouTube's like. And at the same time, have you guys ever been a cartoon before?
No, can't say I have.
It's one of the few things that makes me look good, to be honest with you. It really is. So we're going to make you into a cartoon as well. You get a copy of everything that we do, and, well, I suggest you show it to people you don't like. Okay.
Can I be Wile E. Coyote?
Oh, believe me, you could be whatever you want to be. You know, personally, that wascally rabbit kind of thing, whatever. In the meantime, let me tell you how happy we are to be in association with Rise Up TV, Big Record, Sony Music, The Orchard, here with Galaxy.
Another indie artist interview brought to you by Galaxy 107 FM in association with Rise Up TV, Big Record and Sony Music The Orchard.